20 to 30% and phased out completely before 2023. Several automakers marked up the prices of their electric vehicles in anticipation of the subsidy adjustment, including Tesla, Volkswagen and Guangzhou-based GAC Group, which counts Fiat, Honda, Isuzu, Mitsubishi, and Toyota as foreign partners. 51. In July 2019, US-based Motor Trend magazine awarded the fully electric Tesla Model S the title Ultimate Car of the Year. 52. In March 2020, the Tesla Model 3 passed the Nissan Leaf to become the world's all-time best-selling electric car, with more than 500,000 units delivered. Winking sad smiley 19. It reached the milestone of 1 million global sales in June 2021. 20. The global stock of both plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, PHEVs, and battery electric vehicles, BEVs, has grown steadily since the 2010s. 53. Sales of passenger electric vehicles, EVs, indicate a trend away from gas-powered vehicles. 54. In the third quarter of 2021, the Alliance for Automotive Innovation reported that sales of electric vehicles had reached 6% of all U.S. light-duty automotive e-sales. The highest volume of EV sales ever recorded at 187,000 vehicles. This was an 11% sales increase, as opposed to a 1.3% increase in gasoline and diesel-powered units. The report indicated that California was the U.S. leader in EV with nearly 40% of U.S. purchases, followed by Florida 6%, Texas 5% and New York 4.4%. 55. Electric companies from the Middle East have been designing electric cars. Oman's Maze Motors have developed the Maze IE1, which is expected to begin production in 2023. Built from carbon fiber, it has a range of about 560 kilometers, 350 miles, and can accelerate from 0-130 kilometers per hour, 0-80 miles per hour, in about 4 seconds. 56. In Turkey, the EV company TOG is starting production of its electric vehicles. Batteries will be created in a joint venture with the Chinese company Farasis Energy. 57. Economics. Manufacturing cost. The most expensive part of an electric car is its battery. The price decreased from €605 per kilowatt-hour in 2010 to €170 in 2017 to €100 in 2019. 58. 59. When designing an electric vehicle, manufacturers may find that for low production, converting existing platforms may be cheaper, as development cost is lower. However, for higher production, a dedicated platform may be preferred to optimize design and cost. 60. Total cost of ownership. In the EU and US, but not yet China, the total cost of ownership of recent electric cars is cheaper than that of equivalent gasoline cars, due to lower fueling and maintenance costs. 16. 17. 61. The greater the distance driven per year, the more likely the total cost of ownership for an electric car will be less than for an equivalent ICE car. 62. The break-even distance varies by country depending on the taxes, subsidies, and different costs of energy. In some countries the comparison may vary by city, as a type of car may have different charges to enter different cities. For example, in England, London charges ICE cars more than Birmingham does. 63. Purchase cost. Several national and local governments have established EV incentives to reduce the purchase price of electric cars and other plug-ins. 64. 65. 66. 67. As of 2020, the electric vehicle battery is more than a quarter of the total cost of the car. 68. Purchase prices are expected to drop below those of new ICE cars when battery costs fall below $100 per kilowatt-hour, which is forecast to be in the mid-2020s. 69.70. Leasing or subscriptions are popular in some countries. 71.72. Depending somewhat on national taxes and subsidies. 73. And end-of-lease cars are expanding the second-hand market. 74. In a June 2022 report by AlixPartners, the cost for raw materials on an average EV rose from $3,381 in March 2020 to $8,255 in May 2022. The cost increase voices attributed mainly to lithium, nickel, and cobalt. 75. Running costs. Electricity almost always costs less than gasoline per kilometer traveled, but the price of electricity often varies depending on where and what time of day the car is charged. 76. 77. Cost savings are also affected by the price of gasoline, which can vary by location. 78. Environmental aspects. The Salar de Uyuni in Bolivia is one of the largest known lithium reserves in the world. 79. 80. Electric cars have several benefits when replacing ICE cars, including a significant reduction of local air pollution, as they do not emit exhaust pollutants such as volatile organic compounds, hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide, ozone, lead, and various oxides of nitrogen. 81. Similar to ICE vehicles, electric cars emit particulates from tire and brake wear. 82. Which may damage health. 83. Although regenerative. Braking in electric cars means less brake dust. 84. More research is needed on non-exhaust particulates. 85. The sourcing of fossil fuels, oil well to gasoline tank, causes further damage as well as use of resources during the extraction and refinement processes. Depending on the production process and the source of the electricity charged the vehicle, emissions may be partly shifted from cities to the plants that generate electricity and produce the car, as well as to the transportation of material. 42. The amount of carbon dioxide emitted depends on the emissions of the electricity source and the efficiency of the vehicle. For electricity from the grid, the life cycle emissions vary depending on the proportion of coal-fired power, but are always less than ICE cars. 86. The cost of installing charging infrastructure has been estimated to be repaid by health cost savings in less than 3 years. 87. According to a 2020 study, balancing lithium supply and demand for the rest of the century will require good recycling systems, vehicle-to-grid integration, and lower lithium intensity of transportation. 88. Some activists and journalists have raised concerns over the perceived lack of impact of electric cars in solving the climate change crisis. 89. Compared to other less popularized methods. 90. These concerns have largely centered around the existence of less carbon-intensive and more efficient forms of transportation such as active mobility. 91. Mass transit and e-scooters and the continuation of a system designed for cars first. 92. Public opinion. A 2022 climate survey highlighting European, American, and Chinese car buying preferences. 93. A 2022 survey found that 33% of car buyers in Europe will opt for a petrol or diesel car when purchasing a new vehicle. 67% of the respondents mentioned opting for the hybrid or electric version. 94. 95. More specifically, it found that electric cars are only preferred by 28% of Europeans, making them the least preferred type of vehicle. 39% of Europeans tend to prefer hybrid vehicles, while 33% prefer petrol or diesel vehicles. 96. 97. 44% Chinese car buyers, on the other hand, are the most likely to buy an electric car, while 38% of Americans would opt for a hybrid car. 33% would prefer petrol or diesel, while only 29% would go for an electric car. 96.98. Specifically for the EU, 47% of car buyers over 65 years old are likely to purchase a hybrid vehicle, while 31% of younger respondents do not consider hybrid vehicles a good option. 35% would rather opt for a petrol or diesel vehicle, and 24% for an electric car instead of a hybrid. 96.99. In the EU, only 13% of the total population do not plan on owning a vehicle at all. 96. Performance, acceleration and drivetrain design. Typical skateboard layout with the battery as floor and a motor at one or both axles. Electric motors can provide high power-to-weight ratios. Batteries can be designed to supply the electrical current needed to support these motors. Electric motors have a flat torque curve down to 0 speed. For simplicity and reliability, most electric cars use fixed ratio gearboxes and have no clutch. Many electric cars have faster acceleration than average ICE cars, largely due to reduced drivetrain frictional losses and the more quickly available torque of an electric motor. 100. However, NEVs may have a low acceleration due to the relatively weak motors. Electric vehicles can also use a motor in each wheel hub or next to the wheels. This is rare but claimed to be safer. 101. Electric vehicles that lack an axle, differential, or transmission can have less drivetrain inertia. Some direct current motor-equipped drag racer EVs have simple 2-speed manual transmissions to improve top speed. 102. The concept electric supercar Rimac Concept 1 claims it can go from 0-97 km per hour, 0-60 miles per hour, in 2.5 seconds. Tesla claims the upcoming Tesla Roadster will go 0-60 miles per hour, 0-97 km per hour, in 1.9 seconds. 103. Energy efficiency. Internal combustion engines have thermodynamic limits on efficiency, expressed as a fraction of energy used to propel the vehicle compared to energy produced by burning fuel. Gasoline engines effectively use only 15% of the fuel energy content to move the vehicle or to power accessories. Diesel engines can reach onboard efficiency of 20%. Energy efficiency of electric cars in towns and on motorways. According to the DOE, electric vehicles convert over 77% of the electrical energy from the grid to power at the wheels. 104, 105, 106. Electric motors are more efficient than internal combustion engines in converting stored energy into driving a vehicle. However, they are not equally efficient at all speeds. To allow for this, some cars with dual electric motor shave one electric motor with a gear optimized for city speeds and the second electric motor with a gear optimized for highway speeds. The electronics select the motor that has the best efficiency for the current speed and acceleration. 107. Regenerative braking, which is most common in electric vehicles, can recover as much as 1/5 of the energy normally lost during braking. 42. 105. Cabin heating and cooling. Combustion-powered cars harness waste heat from the engine to provide cabin heating, but this option is not available in an electric vehicle. While heating can be provided with an electric resistance heater, higher efficiency and integral cooling can be obtained with a reversible heat pump, such as on the Nissan Leaf. 108. PTC junction cooling. 109. Is also attractive for its simplicity. This kind of system is used, for example, in the 2008 Tesla Roadster. To avoid using part of the battery's energy for heating and thus reducing the range, some models allow the cabin to be heated while the car is plugged in. For example, the Nissan Leaf. The Mitsubishi i-MiEV, Renault Zoe and Tesla cars can be preheated while the vehicle is plugged in. 110, 111, 112. Some electric cars, for example, the Citroën Berlingo Electric, use an auxiliary heating system, for example gasoline-fueled units manufactured by Webasto or Gaspacher, but sacrifice green and zero emissions credentials. Cabin cooling can be augmented with solar power, external batteries and USB fans or coolers, or be automatically allowing outside